He doesn't like politics. I'm referring to Eche the Fiamepo. We were study mates. We passed our laws exam together. We studied deep into the night. When I wanted to be an MP, and you didn't show any interest at all. And then today, you are here. You are also the chairman of the National Premix Board.
In charge of Premix. In charge of Premix.
Mr. Speaker, today this man is pretending to be calm. The Fiamepo Eche, he's pretending to be calm. Today you are pretending to be calm.
You are coming to start.
Stay away. This is leadership. Stay away.
You are coming to start.
You Eche the Fiamepo, you are pretending to be calm. Mr. Speaker, I saw many of the backbenchers from inside, the very quiet ones. I know those who are troublesome, they are not in the chamber today. Those who are well behaved, I've seen them. Mr. Speaker, there is our side, we don't have any more contributions. So, Mr. Speaker, no, I checked behind. Is any of you ready to?
No, the moment the leader speaks, that's all.
Mr. Speaker, I have seen a young man, Mr. Speaker, he is always well dressed. He comes in very calm, quiet. He doesn't heckle his seniors. He is up, he wants to speak.
Is it the one with bow tie?
No, not the bow tie one. The bow tie, yes, Mr. Speaker, the bow tie, sometimes he sits with the young, he tries to mentor the young ladies. He tries to mentor them. The one in bow tie, he wears double-breasted, and then he sits at the back, he mentors the young. Eche, you.
Well. So have you yielded to?
Mr. Speaker, the way the chief whip is behaving, I don't want.
You are afraid.
I'm never afraid. How can I be afraid? Afraid of what? I would not want to say anything. I just want him to have an opportunity to give it to two of his young men to make a contribution. But if he decides to attack any of my people, we'll respond to him.
Yes. Leader, I don't think there's anything wrong if he finds someone from the opposite side.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
With all due respect to my brother, the minority leader.
Your steady mate.
Yes. Yes. He cannot do what he has just done. He cannot. I cannot, please. Please, this house operates on caucus lines. He has his caucus to manage. I have my caucus to manage. If he's given an opportunity, please, would you listen to him in quietude? If he's given opportunity to nominate persons from his caucus to comment on the statement ably presented by the Honorable Minister for the Environment, it's up to him to say that they no longer have members to comment. Then that opportunity will oscillate onto our part. Then we will distribute the oscillation, the pendulum will swing from him to outside. Then we will distribute the opportunity accordingly. He cannot be angling. Mr. Speaker, he cannot be angling over the divide and fishing from my pond. And it, please, Mr. Speaker, He's the leader of this house. I came to meet him. But we are advocates for the rules. And he knows it. Now, please, Jerry, please. So, Mr. Speaker, I cannot. Mr. Speaker, it is not the practice of this house for me to be giving opportunity as a leader, and I say that I want to yield to a member from his backbench. He cannot do that. Can you keep quiet? He cannot do that. So he will say that let us do this properly. And I know that he did it on purpose. He's been trying to prick my anger, but he won't get me. So no, the fact that I am speaking forcefully to reject the new introduction of a certain practice doesn't mean that I'm angry. I'm not. I'm just putting him right. So he must allow me or the leadership to distribute the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, if you can accommodate 2 more, why not? My members will speak to the matter. In any case, the statement came from our minister.
It doesn't matter. It came came from a minister of state.
Our minister.
It came from a minister,
Yes,
not your minister. It came from the minister.
It came from the minister,
yes.
the NDC minister.
No.
Oh, is it not the NDC minister? Oh, it is the NDC that is forming government. Oh, please.
Honorable Chief Whip.
It is only in this house. Mr. Speaker, let the record reflect. It is only in this house that the Constitution allows political parties to make presentations and send nominations. So he belongs to my caucus. Mr. Speaker, there's nothing wrong.
Honorable member.
If I describe him so. So, Mr. Speaker, we just about to adjourn, and then he goes on this tangent. So, Mr. Speaker, if you can accommodate 2 more from my side,
Honorable Defiamapo.
Yes.
I allow the speaker to make a statement because the speaker is the minister of state.
Yes.
Once he's here, I don't think this issue of he's an NDC minister is relevant.
Mr. Speaker,
for me, he's a minister, and I will accord him that relevance. So let's leave that.
Yes.
Again, I think we are all studying. The standing orders appears to be silent on this. That a leader yielding his opportunity to speak to the other side. I think we are all studying. Personally, I've been here for a quite time now, and I've not actually witnessed this. So it's good that we are all witnessing this.
Mr. Speaker, by practice, he cannot do that.
He cannot do that. The standing orders.
No, I'm saying by practice, Mr. Speaker, he cannot do that. He cannot.
Honorable Dafiamapo,
Because, Mr. Speaker, you were specific. None of my colleagues were on his feet. He got the opportunity. And then he decided to play mischief. And decided to say that. Then he began to describe. He couldn't even mention the member's name. How was he yielding to him?
Well, let me come to majority leadership.
When there's a mischief, let's say so.
Let him come to majority leadership.
So, Mr. Speaker, once you can accommodate 2 more.
No, I'm accommodating. Now, we have forfeited their side. Leader.
Mr. Speaker, wait. First of all, Mr. Speaker, in his very lengthy submission, he says to us that my offer was an attempt to fish from his pond. Oh, fishing from your pond. That is very rich. Who has been fishing from the minority pond? Should I mention the name of the person to you? Should I? You've been fishing from my pond. I've caught you several times. Fishing from my pond. I have caught you several times and I stopped you. You are now afraid.
The contest of this.
The premix. These are national premix, Chairman. He entered our backyard trying to fish, and I caught you. And you know, you want me to provide details when we meet at that place. I will tell you. I've already fished from your pond in retaliation. That's what I've done. You are afraid of fishing from somebody's pond. Mr. Speaker, just to conclude, if he says it's okay, you've not been called. Leader, you should sit down. You have not been recognized. You've not been recognized. Please, you sit down. You sit down. You are not supposed to speak. You said you won't be upset. You see?
You're upset.
No, I've seen the doctor sitting. I've seen you are upset. You are upset. You are upset. You are upset. You say you'll be calm. You are not calm. You are not calm. Are you calm? Give me a smile if you are calm. Mr. Speaker, I hold a view that in view of what Hajia Ayamba has said, this issue of playing lip service to critical policy issues must really come to an end. Our friend Mutala, who is a Minister of State responsible for the sector, would need support. Mr. Speaker, we saw in the budget how enthusiastic government was in respect of the gold board matter, where sufficient allocation was made. I think when it comes to technology and issues about the environment, we take them for granted. I've been hearing of this carbon trade concept, carbon trade. I'm not an expert in that field. I wouldn't hazard any theory that I may find myself wanting. But I believe that carbon trade is one area that if the government invests in, it will help us a great deal. But unfortunately, whether we don't really understand the gains, we are not making sufficient investment there. Whatever that we can, we should, to support the minister. But Honorable Minister, the initiative would have to come from you through cabinet. I don't know of the Mahama government, but in the Akufo-Addo government, you come to cabinet, you must be ready for pound. There will be a full-blown debate. The fact that it's the same government would not mean that you just get your things easy. So get the support of your colleagues. And the issue that Hajia is talking about is true. We often hear about cocoa, that production has gone down. One of the problems, and there is a report, that the seedlings that they produce, over 60% of them don't survive because the topsoil they use at the nursery level are full of plastics. So what she is saying is very true. I didn't know about the ordinary farmers in the 5 northern regions, but I know about cocoa because of the report that came that most of the seedlings don't survive, and they've been compelled to go a more expensive way by relying on cocoa pit, soilless media, where the the coconut husk is used as soilless media for seedling production. And it comes at a great cost, of course. It's high in nutrition. So the issues that are being raised as a result of your statement are very germane. But of course, I was not too pleased with the approach in an aspect of Hajia's submission where she tried to lace it with some partisanship. That some 5 years, nothing was done in response to an earlier submission by a respected colleague. You see, that is our problem too. That every now and then we become jittery and we want to use partisanship to justify. But the problems affect all of us as a country. If the oceans are full of plastics, those plastics do not know NDC, they do not know MPP. The farmers who are suffering in the 5 northern regions, cocoa board, that is suffering from production, and we play politics with it in this chamber. When the real issues are there, it affects the country. So, Honorable Minister, we are here. We promise you of constructive criticism, but it doesn't mean that we want you to fail. If you fail, we have failed. We want you to succeed. So assure this house, before you leave here, that you will prepare a cabinet paper to your colleagues for cabinet approval. And if it means we need to get the finance minister to support you, this house, I'm sure, will be ready. Because without the finance minister's support, you can't achieve anything. Yesterday, they hurriedly brought in this e-levy for fuel. E-levy for fuel. Because they felt that that would help them in managing the energy situation. What about the environmental issues? I believe that if you make a strong case, and it means some 50 pesos being looked at, we can all look at supporting you, because this is a national issue. Well, it depends. It depends. It depends. Because you yourself, you are not too, sincere on national issues. That is true. Yes, you can rise on your feet and then debate it. You are not, because you said you are not going to increase taxes, going to introduce taxes and levies, and you did.
You did. And we can
you repealed e-levy, which was costing 1.6 billion, and introduced e-levy that is costing 5.7 billion.
Honorable Leader, if you could...
Oh, Mr. Speaker, on that line, if that line should be off, that's fine.
Yes.
That's okay. That's okay. That's... Mr. Speaker, Honorable Atamils is my uncle. Honorable Atamils is my uncle, and he knows how we relate to each other. Please, I've moved away from that dangerous part. You say that. You are my uncle, and you know. So, Mr. Speaker, I believe that as a house, if we really want to tackle national issues with a sincere heart, we would advance the cause of democracy. The partisanship is our problem. The partisanship is our problem. Excessive partisanship. We overimpose partisanship on us. We allow partisanship to take over the better part of our sense of national judgment. That is our problem as a political class. We know it. Else we won't be here talking about plastic waste and the challenges that we face in that area. Else there won't be less allocation for the Ministry of Energy. Have you looked at the budget? And how much, the environment? Have you looked at the budget and how much was allocated to the Ministry of Environment? Have we? They have so much to achieve. Are we supposed to rely on the benevolence of, NGOs and other international organizations for our survival? And Haji has warned us. We are all consuming that waste, that poison. And unfortunately, when the cancer starts to show signs, then we are blaming a certain old lady in our family.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, that said, I would want to encourage the minister to rely on this house for support, but to make his own advocacy at cabinet. And I'm sure when that comes, we are going to give him the needed support. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll come here. Yes, my majority leadership.
Speaker, may I yield my opportunity and time to the chairman for the Agric, the Honorable Jasau.
Doctor,
Thank you.
is it Wa West, Wa East? Does he want to talk? Honorable member for Wa East, let's hear you.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this important statement commemorating the World Environment Day, ably made by our Honorable Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. Mr. Speaker, this year's Environment Day is on a theme that is so relevant, ending plastic pollution. Mr. Speaker, as you know, the challenges of the environment that we face in contemporary times are so challenging that action is required for us to tackle these challenges and save our planet. Mr. Speaker, these days you hear the frequency and intensity with which we experience disasters in this country and elsewhere around the globe. Mr. Speaker, these phenomena are such that we will need to appreciate that most of them are anthropogenic, and that is, these are man-made. And because most of these factors are man-made, it's important that we take steps consciously to be able to face this. Mr. Speaker, as these events are occurring, we are also witnessing other evidence of climate change. Mr. Speaker, plastic waste pollution is a huge contributor to this phenomenon. And so the sub-team, Rethink Plastic Pollution, Act Now, is relevant and timely. I look forward to the Minister for Environment proposing policy measures that are practical, that are actionable, and rallying all of us to be able to contribute to supporting him and his ministry in these efforts. Mr. Speaker, other contributors have made very relevant contributions already. And so I just have two salient points to add. One of it, Mr. Speaker, is that when you travel, particularly to Eastern African countries, i.e. Kenya, you notice that there is a deliberate ban on plastic use. And so, Mr. Speaker, in hotel rooms, conferences, etc., bottled water is served. Mr. Speaker, in shops and so on, other material bags are served and not plastic bags. Mr. Speaker, how come we cannot replicate this kind of model for our country? I urge the minister responsible for environment to consider this seriously and consider taking steps that can introduce this kind of policy, and if you require a legislative support to be able to implement this, I'm confident that if we do the proper education, you'll be able to rally the Ghanaian community around this effort, and by the end of your tenure, you can proudly look back and say it was your time that we introduced a ban on plastics. Mr. Speaker, I know that industry and businesses around this will not allow you, but if you are determined and can rally a critical mass in this country, I'm confident that we will do this to be able to save the planet. The scenery around our seas and oceans and blue economy is not pleasant. Mr. Speaker, you have a lot of choking of this resource that is affecting marine life, our fisheries and food subsector, that is so enormous that life at sea is at risk because of our very behavior and the way we handle plastics. Mr. Speaker, I therefore think that one other thing that I propose that the Minister and the Ministry of Environment consider is to see to what extent you can begin to inculcate the younger generation in our schools on how to handle these. And so one of the things we are not doing well, Mr. Speaker, obviously, is the way we handle waste. It's difficult to see how we even segregate these wastes between organic, plastic, and other inorganic waste. And so I think that if on a day like this, we can have some activities that can truly serve a foundation and plant a seed of good behavior on some schools that we can adapt, get them to look at how important separating these plastics will be. Mr. Speaker, that can be something practical that these schools from either primary or JSS can be able to replicate within 3 years, and we can begin to affect the mindset of this younger generation, and hopefully that will deliver some hope for the future generations. Mr. Speaker, you are aware, finally, that plastic waste is being recycled and used in very innovative forms that we so need in this country. Mr. Speaker, I have seen situations where plastic waste have been converted into coal for them to be able to use in tarring roads. I have seen plastic being converted into materials where they are used as pavement blocks to be able to pave other locations and outdoor locations. Mr. Speaker, to what extent can we forge an industry plastic relationship such that these linkages can be exploited to be able to use this plastic not just as a waste, convert it into a usable resource that we can convert to more productive and economic use for our country. Mr. Speaker, as we commemorate this day and celebrate the importance of the environment, I think that it will be important that we as policymakers are able to deliver on some specific, practical, actionable steps that we will leave this generation with, so that next year, when we come back to commemorate these days, we can count successes that we have chopped in the effort to reduce plastic waste pollution in our country and the continent at large. I thank you very much for the opportunity to contribute to this important statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Minister, we want to let him give you 2 minutes.
Provide some information.
Yeah.
Honorable, the minority leader asked some questions, and I think that we've started something to that effect, the carbon trading. If you look at the amendments of the EPA law, there is something we're factoring into it. And I was shocked that when I went to the ministry, there are a lot of very important issues we are handling that we don't have laws, regulating the conduct. Shockingly, we don't even have a law on climate change. Some of them, we have policy frames, but we don't have legal frames. We don't have regulations. So we have engaged a legal firm to work on 5 very important instruments, and we'll be bringing it to Parliament. And I'm happy to hear my good friend who now says that they are more than willing to help. It is my prayer and hope that these assurances will be honored, and once we bring them to Parliament, we would have a smooth sailing as far as those instruments are concerned. So, Honourable Minority Leader, about five very important things, we are bringing them, and certainly the Subsidiary and Legislative Committee of Parliament is handling the EPA, some amendments we are effecting in the EPA law, and I know it will be brought to the House, and those issues are issues that you look at. But as to Cabinet, he talked about fire, they give fire. I think that when you do your homework properly, you wouldn't have a banter in Cabinet. And that is what we're seeking to do the work very well, engage the necessary agencies and ministries and colleagues, so that when we come to Cabinet, it will be chaotic, as you explained, the experiences you had. We do not look forward to have that, because we would have done our work very well before we come to Cabinet. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, honorable members. We are all friends. We are all friends. We are brothers and sisters. So once we are here, we are family members as well. So on that note, let me thank all of you. You've brought statement to a close, and we will convey here tomorrow. Is it at 2 o'clock or 12?
Mr. Speaker, 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
The speaker Asuo Moto. Please. Mr. Speaker.
Very well. So he wants to
Mr.
say
Speaker,
you've not spent 5 hours. So,
sorry?
leader, let me give you the opportunity to move a
Mr.
motion.
Speaker, you were in full flight. So, what is this? Mr. Speaker.
My brother Eche, just move the motion.
You see, I am not taking advantage of the speaker. The record will bear me out that Mr. Speaker was in full flight and was asking for indication as to time. So, please, stop this. So, Mr. Speaker, as agreed, tomorrow we'll start at 2 p.m. as agreed, Mr. Speaker.
So, is it a motion? Is it a motion?
Mr. Speaker.
He wants to go legal.
Mr. Speaker. Please,
invited you,
Mr. Speaker,
but he wants to challenge my invitation.
You had seized the opportunity. If you had given me the opportunity to move the house, I'll do so. But you had taken the opportunity.
You see, once he wants to challenge my invitation, just move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On that note, there be no further business for consideration. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House be adjourned till 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
For the opportunity.
Yes. Honorable Minority Leader. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, today we have some questions for some ministers. They couldn't come. The majority chief whip, who is the avant-garde of government business, is moving this house to adjourn. Yesterday, they had a program for the day. They sprung a surprise on the nation in the dead of night when Ghanaians were asleep. They introduced a new levy. They came with e-levy, where now when Ghanaians buy a gallon of petrol, they are being charged 4 cedi 50 pesos. Then this evening, he is telling us that there is no government business, so we should adjourn. It's not a matter of there be no government business. This house, members have questions that ministers were supposed to answer. Equally, members have statements. So you cannot just come and say you are moving the house for an adjournment, as if the house is yours.
Honorable Leader, I invited him to move the motion.
Well, Mr. Speaker, then he should decline your invitation. Let us move on to the next government business. He should decline your invitation. You came into office, you promised Ghanaians that there will be no tax, no tax. You repeal the e-levy, you introduce another e-levy. You said no tax. You said you are going to do 1 job, 3 shifts.
I'll give you.
You said 1 job, 3 shifts. Then instead of concentrating
Honorable
on the people's job, you say we
Leader.
should adjourn. Adjourn for what?
Honorable Minority Leader, I invited the chief whip to move a motion for adjournment.
So if, Mr. Speaker, because there's no government business, is there a government business? Let's do it.
Honorable,
if there's a government business,
Leader,
let's do it.
I am on the chair and I have decided that we are bringing proceedings to a close. And therefore I've asked him to move a motion. He have moved the motion.
Mr. Speaker, let me understand you.
Mr.
Speaker, let me understand you. Mr. Speaker, you are saying that Somoto, you want to bring proceedings to a close by yourself. Mr. Speaker, is that what you just said?
Yes, that's what I said.
Mr. Speaker, obviously, there can be an act to find the man's construction through the forehead. It's okay. Mr. Speaker says he is taking the adjournment. So he invited you to move a motion. you were campaigning. One job, 3 shifts. You said, one job, 3 shifts. Today, the people who relied on you for jobs, where are the jobs?
Leader.
Well, adjourn and let's go. I will not second this motion. Get somebody on your side to second. I will not second this motion. I will not second this motion.
Yes, the one in the bow tie. The one in the bow tie.
Speaker, let the record reflect that on today's order paper, from item number 1 all the way to item number 10, say for item number 10 and item number 6, every other single business had been taken. He was not here. So how do you come and suggest that there's no government business? The order paper for today's business had been exhausted. So please, the excuse was given in your absence. In your absence, the minister has submitted. Please, Speaker, please. The minority leader is such a senior member of this house. He's a policy maker. So he can't threaten me. So he's a senior member of this house. He's a leader. He's a policy maker. So he should be very mindful of some of the comments he makes. This is the order paper for the day. The business on the order paper completely exhausted. The matter in respect of his urgent question, the minister had come to say that he will bring a formal letter to that effect. But the information he was requesting for him, he has written to a couple of agencies to solicit some further information so he can come and properly answer to the question. It was done in his absence. He wasn't here. Then you came in and you are trying to create mischief and say all sorts of things. If you are looking for an opportunity, it will come tomorrow. But certainly today's business is exhausted on the order paper. And procedurally, what we do is that we move for an adjournment. If you are not minded to second the motion, so be it. Here, we are ready to second this motion.
My brother in the bow tie, please second the motion for me.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise. No, I wanted to also give a lecture like the way leader has been giving his lectures. I rise to second the motion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, let me thank you once again for your cooperation. The proceedings has come to a close. The house is accordingly adjourned to tomorrow 2 o'clock in the forenoon.